It started as an adventure, but turned into my worst nightmare. I was deep inside a narrow cave, my flashlight flickering, my breath shallow. The walls pressed against me, cold and unyielding. I had come here alone, seeking the thrill of exploration. But now, I wasn't sure if I'd ever make it out. Earlier that morning, the world had felt different. The sun was warm on my skin, the sky a perfect shade of blue. I had packed my gear, checked my map, and felt a surge of excitement. I was ready. The cave was remote, untouched, a hidden gem waiting to be explored. I had read about it in an old journal, a place whispered about by only the most daring adventurers. I had no idea what was waiting for me inside. The entrance was wide and welcoming, leading into a vast chamber glittering with damp stone. I moved forward, deeper and deeper, squeezing through tight passages, crawling over jagged rocks. The deeper I went, the more I felt the weight of the earth above me. Then I found a tunnel, a narrow passage, barely wide enough for my shoulders. It sloped downward at a steep angle, disappearing into darkness. My heart pounded, but I couldn't resist. I took a deep breath and slid in. The walls scraped my arms as I wriggled forward, my headlamp cutting a weak beam into the suffocating blackness. The passage twisted and turned, tightening around me. But I wasn't worried, not yet. Then, suddenly, my foot slipped. I slid downward faster than I expected, my body wedging itself tighter and tighter until I stopped. Stuck. I exhaled, trying to shift my weight. Nothing. My chest was pinned, my arms trapped at my sides. I couldn't go forward, and I couldn't go back. Panic surged. I forced myself to breathe slowly. Think. Stay calm. This had to be temporary. I'd wriggle free, eventually. But as minutes turned to hours, I realized the truth. I was trapped, alone, deep underground, and no one knew where I was. The air grew stale. My muscles burned. I screamed, my voice swallowed by the rock. My headlamp flickered, the battery draining. Soon, I'd be in complete darkness. Then, I heard something. A whisper? A shuffle? My heart pounded. The cave was supposed to be empty. Was I alone? Or was something down here with me? I held my breath, straining to listen. Silence. Then, a faint scraping sound. Closer. I tried to call out, but my throat was too dry. My mind raced. Was it an animal? A rescuer? Or something else entirely? Then the whisper came again. Closer. Right beside me. The light went out. I froze, my pulse hammering in my ears. My body felt numb, my mind racing. There was no logical explanation. This deep underground, I should be alone. Completely alone. Then, something brushed against my leg. I jerked instinctively, but I had nowhere to move. My breathing became ragged. I wanted to scream, but my throat was too tight. The silence around me was suffocating, more oppressive than the rock itself. And then, I heard breathing. Not mine. Shallow. Ragged. Just inches away. I squeezed my eyes shut, as if that could block out the terror closing in around me. My fingers twitched, desperate for movement. But I was pinned. Helpless. Then, a low whisper. My name. I gasped, my body convulsing in fear. That was impossible. No one knew I was here. No one. Who's there? I croaked, my voice barely a whisper. Silence. Then, ever so faintly, a laugh. Soft. Amused. Cold dread seeped into my bones. I couldn't move. I couldn't fight. All I could do was wait and listen. Minutes passed. Maybe hours. I lost all sense of time. The weight of the rock, the suffocating air, the unseen presence, it all blurred together. My head swam, exhaustion clawing at the edges of my consciousness. Then, the pressure on my chest shifted. Something was moving. No, not something. The rocks. They were shifting on their own, as if being pulled away by unseen hands. A moment of hope flickered through me. Was I being rescued? Then I felt it. A hand, cold, skeletal, gripping my wrist. I screamed.